Today, guys, we're going to be doing a valve cover gasket, spark plug tube seals on a 2019 Hyundai Accent. Let's get into it. What is going on, guys? Today we're replacing the valve cover gasket on a Hyundai Accent. I'm sure this job applies to many years and makes and models with this engine type. I'll put everything I can in the description down below, but let's go ahead and get into it. Hopefully this video helps you guys out. If it does, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends. Thanks. All right, guys, so there's a bunch of 10 mils on this, so you're gonna want a 10 mil. I'm gonna start with this wiring harness loom right here. There's two 10 mils that hold it on, so we're gonna take those out. We'll set these to the side here on the front cowl. I'm gonna unclip this guy for the AVCS solenoid. I'm going to undo this 10 millimeter for the ground strap. And really just doing this as I go. So if I miss anything or do something out of order, please forgive me. We're gonna unplug it from, well, I guess we don't have to unplug it from the main harness. So let's get some pliers. We're gonna take this breather hose off. I will go ahead and take the 10 mils out for the coil packs. Okay, 4 of them. We'll just set these to the side. And it looks like this one was pretty bad. It's got oil leaking all the way down into the spark plug tubes. So it's a good thing we're doing this job. Gonna unplug the high pressure fuel pump so I can get as much of this wiring out of the way as I can. Let's get some pliers. We'll take off this breather hose real quick and we'll continue. So we got that breather hose out of the way. We're also going to take this one off here next to the cam position sensor, or whatever sensor that is. Pull that guy off. Pull this breather off as well. Be very careful not to break those nipples if you're reusing your valve cover. We will disconnect these sensors here. Get this plug out of the way. Disconnect this sensor in the back. Might have to push it forward a little bit, then push the tab down and pull it back. My main concern is this high pressure fuel pump right here. I've got that guy disconnected. So what I want to do next probably is just unbolt these two 10 millimeters and see if we can get the valve cover out without removing the lines for the high pressure fuel pump. So let's get those two 10 mils out and see if we can't just kind of tuck it out of the way or scoot this valve cover out without taking those lines off. So I've decided to actually take this 19 millimeter and I'm going to break free this line for the high pressure fuel pump because this is a somewhat soft line, and I think I'm going to be able to move the pump a lot easier if this is disconnected, and then I can easily slide the valve cover kind of out from underneath it. So I'm just going to break this free, take the high pressure line off, and then we will start getting all of the 10 millimeters off of the valve cover and go from there. Okay, so that was easy enough. With that high pressure fuel pump out of the way, we can tuck this wiring harness back a little bit and start getting to all these little 10 millimeters that are all the way around the valve cover and in the middle right here. So let me get all of those out. I will tell you how many there are, and we will try and pull the valve cover off and see if there's anything left over that needs to be taken off. So just an update, it looks like you will have to take the variable, the valve timing solenoid out of the housing right here, just because this housing is part of the head. So the valve cover kind of slides up past it. It goes through the valve cover. So you will have to take that solenoid off. It's just a 10 mil. And then you've got all your 10 mils up here. We'll count them and let you know how many, just so you can make sure you got every single one of them before you start trying to pry it off. But to me, looks like my valve cover is ready to come off. So let's break it free, pull it out, clean it up, and we'll put the new gasket in. So just as an FYI, when you're taking that valve cover off, there are 15 of these shorter 10 millimeter bolts, and then there's 4 of the little bit longer ones that go in the middle of the valve cover or to the sides. So just make sure you got 19 bolts total and your valve cover is ready to come off. Now that we've got the valve cover mostly cleaned back up, I'm going to recommend to this customer a nice engine flush. As you can see from the inside, it's pretty dark, pretty gunked up, which kind of tells me that they're not very good about changing their oil, which is okay. I'm not going to judge. I will recommend an engine flush, but now that we've got the valve cover cleaned up decently, we've got the new valve cover gaskets in, we've got the spark plug tube seals in, and the gasket for the AVCS body right there. So now that we've got that all in, we're going to turn it upside down and stick her back in the car. So let's get it back in place. All right, with all 15 of your bolts tightened back into the valve cover, everything's pretty much back in place. You want to make sure that you put your lifter back into the hole, and you want it to sit just like that. There's only one way it can go. Slide that down in there. Put your high pressure fuel pump back on. Wiggle it back down on there. Get that out of the way. Then we'll tighten that back down in just a second. So now that you've got all that stuff back together, you can go ahead and start putting all of it back together just like it came apart. Make sure to put your AVCS solenoid back in, AVLS, active valve, lift solenoid, whatever you want to call it. Put your ground back on, plug everything back in. You're pretty much good to go. So let me put all this stuff back together, and I will get back to you guys. We'll finish this up. Okay, everyone, job is pretty much finished up. We're just going to recap really quick. We plugged our solenoid back in, tightened the 10 millimeter, put our ground back in, tightened the 10 millimeter, plugged our solenoid back in. I never unplugged the coil packs, so we just put them all back in, put the 10 mils back in and tightened them down. We got the 10 mils back in the harness right here. We have this hose down here, put back on, clamp, put back on. This breather hose up here, put back on, clamp, put back on. We have the high pressure fuel pump plugged back in. We have the high pressure fuel line tightened down with a 19 millimeter. I didn't mess with this line, so it's good to go. We have the 2 cam position sensors right here, 1 and 2. We have those plugged back in, and we are pretty much done, guys. If there's anything I forgot, definitely let me know. But this job is pretty much done. This is one of the easiest valve cover gaskets you'll ever do. So if this video helped you guys out for this vehicle, please let me know. I'd be really interested to know if this video helped you guys out. So if it did, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more content. There will be lots more coming. I appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.